Good evening, Raiders Nation, and welcome to your one-stop shop for all things silver and black. Can you feel the electricity crackling through the desert air? Here in Las Vegas, at the shimmering Allegiant Stadium, affectionately dubbed the Death Star, the Raiders are at a crossroads, staring down the second half of the 2025 NFL season with a 2-5 record. The question on every fan's mind: is it time for the Raiders to shake things up and unleash their young guns? Well, buckle up, because tonight we're diving deep into why now is the moment for the Las Vegas Raiders to make a bold move, lean into their future, and reignite the fire of this storied franchise. Let's break it down. First, let's set the stage with the big news out of Vegas. As the Raiders head into their bye week, head coach Pete Carroll, yes, that Pete Carroll, the Super Bowl winning legend who's brought his high-energy style to the silver and black, dropped some serious insight about the team's direction. With a 2-5 record and a roster stacked with aging veterans, Carroll sees this bye week as a golden opportunity for a big self-scouting mission. Translation: it's time to look in the mirror, figure out what's working, what's not, and, most importantly, give the young talent on this roster a chance to shine. This isn't just about tweaking the game plan. It's about building the future of a franchise that's been chasing its glory days since the days of bell-bottoms and disco. So, what's the move? Carroll's plan is clear. Keep the starters like Davante Adams and Max Crosby locked in, but when they need a breather, it's time to let the youngsters step into the spotlight. We're talking about fresh faces from this year's draft class, guys like Carter Runyon, Jack Beck, and Donta Thornton Jr., who are itching to prove they belong in the NFL. Runyon, for example, already snagged his first catch in Week 7, and he's been a spark plug on special teams. Carroll's not just throwing these kids into the fire for kicks. He's building a foundation, giving them real game reps to show what they've got. And let's be real, when you're 2-5, with tough AFC West matchups against the Chiefs, Broncos, and Chargers looming, why not take a chance on the future? Now, let's zoom in on why this matters. The Raiders, folks, are at a pivotal moment. This is a franchise with a legacy as bold as its pirate-inspired logo. Born in Oakland in 1960, the Raiders have always been the NFL's rebels, the team of Al Davis's "just win" baby mantra and the iconic commitment to excellence. From the days of Ken Stabler slinging touchdowns in the 1970s to Marcus Allen bulldozing defenses in the 1980s, this team has 3 Super Bowl rings and a fan base, Raiders Nation, that's as passionate as they come. But let's be honest, the last couple of decades have been a roller coaster. Since their last Super Bowl win in 1984, the Raiders have been searching for that spark to reclaim their place among the NFL's elite. This season, the Raiders are struggling to find their rhythm. At 2-5, they're sitting at the bottom of the AFC West, trailing the Kansas City Chiefs, who, let's face it, have been the Raiders' kryptonite for years. Remember those classic Raiders-Chiefs battles? Like the 1970 AFC Championship, where Stabler and the gang fought tooth and nail, only to come up short? That rivalry still burns hot, and every game against Kansas City feels like a chance to rewrite history. But with a tough second half ahead, games against Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and Justin Herbert's Chargers, this is no time to play it safe. That's where Carroll's strategy comes in. Let's talk tactics for a second. For those new to the game, the bye week is like a mid-season pit stop, a chance for teams to rest, recover, and rethink their approach. For the Raiders, it's a chance to evaluate their roster and make some bold calls. The starting lineup is anchored by stars like Davante Adams, one of the NFL's elite wide receivers, who's still hauling in catches with the precision of a surgeon. Then there's Max Crosby, the heart and soul of the defensive line, a relentless pass rusher who's been terrorizing quarterbacks since he stepped foot in the league. And let's not forget quarterback Aiden O'Connell, who's been grinding to prove he's the long-term answer under center. But here's the thing. Adams is 32, and while he's still a game-changer, the Raiders can't lean on him forever. Same goes for other veterans who've been carrying the load. That's why Carroll's focus on younger players is so intriguing. Take Carter Runyon, a rookie who's already turning heads. His first catch in Week 7 wasn't just a stat, it was a statement. He's fast, he's hungry, and he's contributing on special teams, where every play counts. Then there's Jack Beck and Donta Thornton Jr., 2 more rookies who are still finding their footing but have the potential to be difference makers. Carroll's philosophy is simple. Get these guys on the field, let them make mistakes, and help them grow. As he put it, there's some pain in that, but it's how you do it. By the time the season hits its stride, these young players could be ready to step up and deliver when it counts. Let's put this in perspective with some numbers. The Raiders' 2-5 start is their worst since 2022, when they also stumbled out of the gate before rallying late. Historically, though, this team has a knack for defying the odds. Back in 1976, under coach John Madden, the Raiders went 13-1 and stormed to a Super Bowl XI victory over the Minnesota Vikings. That team was built on grit, heart, and a willingness to take risks, qualities this 2025 squad needs to rediscover. Statistically, the Raiders' offense is averaging just 19.8 points per game, one of the lowest in the AFC, while their defense, led by Crosby's 5.5 sacks, is holding strong but can't do it all. Compare that to their glory days in the early 2000s, when Rich Gannon's MVP season in 2002 powered them to a Super Bowl appearance. The lesson: great teams evolve, and the Raiders need to start that evolution now. To get a sense of the vibe in Vegas, let's imagine what some key figures might be saying. Picture Max Crosby, sweat dripping after a grueling practice, talking to reporters. "Man, I love this game. I'm out here giving 110% every snap, but I'm pumped to see these young guys stepping up. They've got that fire, you know? That Raiders fire." Or how about a fictional fan, Maria from Henderson, Nevada, tailgating outside Allegiant Stadium? "I've been a Raiders fan since the Oakland days. Win or lose, we're family. But I'm ready to see these rookies ball out. Let's give them a shot." Even Coach Carroll, with his trademark enthusiasm, might add, "This bye week's our chance to reset, refocus, and unleash the next generation of Raiders. We're building something special here." And let's not forget Raiders Nation itself. Whether you're rocking a Charles Woodson jersey or waving a silver and black flag in the parking lot, this fanbase is the heartbeat of the franchise. From the black hole in Oakland to the dazzling stands of Allegiant Stadium, Raiders fans bring an energy that's unmatched. Fun fact: did you know the term Raiders Nation was coined in the 1990s to describe this die-hard community? It's a legacy that stretches from the gritty streets of Oakland to the glitz of Las Vegas, and it's what keeps this team fighting, no matter the odds. So, what's next for the Raiders? Looking ahead, the second half of the season is a gauntlet. They'll face the Chiefs, who are gunning for another Super Bowl, the Broncos, who always play the Raiders tough, and the Chargers, whose high-powered offense could test Vegas's defense. If the Raiders lean into their young talent now, they could build momentum for 2026 and beyond. A strong finish, even if it doesn't mean playoffs, could also boost their draft position, potentially landing a game-changing prospect to pair with stars like Crosby and Adams. As Carroll said, it's about cleaning up mistakes and turning rookies into reliable playmakers. If they can do that, the Raiders might just surprise some folks. But let's talk big picture for a second. The Raiders' move to Las Vegas in 2020 was more than a change of scenery. It was a chance to redefine the franchise. Allegiant Stadium, with its sleek black exterior and state-of-the-art design, is a symbol of that new era. Pop culture's taken notice, too. Remember when the stadium hosted the Super Bowl in 2024, with Usher headlining the halftime show? That's the kind of spotlight the Raiders are chasing. And with young players stepping up, they could start turning heads again, not just in Vegas, but across the NFL. As we wrap up, let me leave you with this. The Raiders have always been about taking risks, defying expectations, and fighting for every inch. From Al Davis's bold trades to John Madden's fiery leadership, this is a team that thrives on the edge. Right now, at 2-5, they're down but far from out. By giving their young players a chance to shine, the Raiders are planting the seeds for a comeback. So, Raiders Nation, get ready to pack Allegiant Stadium, crank up the Sweet Caroline sing-along, and cheer on your team as they take on the rest of the season with that classic silver and black swagger. What's your take? Should the Raiders go all in on their rookies, or stick with the veterans? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't miss our next game preview as the Raiders gear up for a showdown with the Chiefs. This is your home for Raiders football. Stay locked in, and let's ride with the silver and black. Until next time, I'm signing off. Commit to excellence, Raiders Nation.